See you later.
Good evening on the fourth day of the election campaign. Tonight, blonde ambition. Boris backs Dave, but has he got his eye on the top job?
And has Bojo delivered for the City of London? The view from the Square Mile.
Also tonight, Heather Brooke, the American who helped clean up our politics, forks over the manure parliament.
And forget those pollsters, I'll be looking at the betting markets for the real odds on the general election.
Jeff Randall live in the City of London and Adam Boulton live in Westminster. This is Randall and Boulton Unleashed.
The top story tonight in election 2010, war of words. Alistair Darling and George Osborne have been penning poison letters to each other over their economic plans. Each has accused the other of not coming clean over how to fund efficiency savings in the public sector and the cost of the planned 1% increase in national insurance. And this is the scene in Kirkcaldy tonight, live, where Gordon Brown is at an event this evening. It's his constituency, so officially this is the meeting where the Prime Minister will confirm that he is standing again as a parliamentary candidate. Well, perhaps not, who knows? But there are a lot of other Labour figures there, making it something of a rally for the party as well. And if you want to see that, press the red button for active. John Craig has today's campaign report now, here in Westminster. Well, you're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed here on Sky News. Still to come, as dozens of MPs leave the Commons under a shadow, has the expenses scandal done more harm than good?
Plus, I'll be weighing up which party provides the best formula for business success. And
don't forget, on our website, skynews.com, follow our team on Twitter as they bring you the latest from Westminster with no swear words, I promise.
welcome back. You're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed on day 4 of the election campaign.
Time now for a look at who's up and who's down in today's polls.
And what's up and what's down in the financial markets.
The latest opinion poll shows the Conservatives widening their lead, with both Labour and the Liberal Democrats falling back a little. In today's YouGov survey for The Sun, Labour are on 31%, the Conservatives on 40%, and the Liberal Democrats on 18%. And that means in our overall poll of polls, Labour are on 31%, the Tories on 38%, and the Lib Dems on 20%. Other parties make up the remaining 11%.
Now today's numbers, the FTSE 100 clawed back yesterday's losses, rising by 58 points to 5770. Banking shares were boosted on hopes that Greece is close to receiving a bailout. On the currency markets, the pound hit a 6-week high against the dollar and a new 7-week high against the euro before falling back as UK factory gate prices rose at their fastest pace in 16 months. In the bond markets, UK gilts lost a bit of ground today, but the fixed income market was dominated by Greece, with the rating agency Fitch downgrading it again late in the day. Now, all parties say they want to make it easier to start up a small business. The Tories' most eye-catching proposal is a cut in corporation tax for small businesses to 20 pence. The Liberal Democrats are promising to set up regional stock exchanges to break the City of London's monopoly on fundraising. In the budget, Labour's big idea was to pump billions into a project to support small and medium-sized businesses called UK Finance for Growth. You're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed here on Sky News. Coming up, will the expenses scandal deliver a cleaner Commons in 4 weeks' time?
Plus, will Twitter spell the end of party discipline?
Also on our website, skynews.com, see what your vote could mean inside the House of Commons.
Welcome back. You're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed on the 4th day of the election campaign. In a moment, did the expenses scandal clean up the Commons? But first, chavs, coffin dodgers and many other unrepeatable phrases have cost Stuart McLennan his job as Labour candidate in Moray. Joining me in our Bristol studio is his colleague Kerry McCarthy MP, who has the unenviable job of being Labour's Twitter czar. Thanks, Jeff. Well, as you can see, you're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed here on Sky News. Coming up, fancy a flutter. Where's the clever money going come election day? Find out in the City Factor.
Plus
on our website, skynews.com, just a click away. All you need to know about the election in your constituency and what it might mean for Westminster.
Welcome back. You're watching Randall and Boulton Unleashed on the fourth day of the election campaign. Adam, some great fresh twists and turns today. Which one stood out for you?
Well, let's leave national insurance aside for a moment. What struck me was, partly because he's Prime Minister, Gordon Brown is only leaving the kind of orbit of London tonight, going back home to Scotland. And what I think we should never forget is that things probably play in different ways in different parts of the country. For example, we know that national insurance cuts has been popular with business, but, you know, in lots of other parts of the country, people feel pretty heavily dependent on public services and may well work for them.
So that's almost it from Randall and Boulton Unleashed in the first week of the campaign. But before we go, my number of the day, Adam, is £16,000. That's how much the average British person's wealth fell by in the first phase of the recession. The drop wiped out all gains made between 2003 and 2008. Let's hope we can find that winner of the National tomorrow.
And my word of the day, Jeff, is twit. I keep on being told it's pronounced tweet. But what do you call a candidate in this election who sends out offensive and obscene messages on the social networking site Twitter and who ends up embarrassing his party and gets the sack? David Cameron suggested one word, but I say such a Twitterer is a twit.
That's all from Randall and Boulton Unleashed. On Monday, I'll ask one of the city's top bankers if markets need morals.
And I'll be back at 11 on Sunday with the Bolton Factor, when I'll be asking retiring MPs for their views on the campaign so far.
So that's good evening from the Gherkin.
And good evening from Westminster. Good evening.